Thanks for staying with us. So a Nigerian singer, you know it's Friday, we like to talk about celebrities. So a Nigerian artist took to social media and accused his wife and her family for plotting to kill him and take over his property. However, some Nigerians felt that the singer's marital issues shouldn't be aired on social media, but rather settled in the private quarters. The question is, do you think it's advisable to bring some issues to social media? And I'm going to use the recent case of the domestic violence, the woman who said her husband beat her up, and obviously her bringing it out ended up being a pathway to resolving her issue with her spouse. So if she had kept it to herself, and maybe to family, maybe she has even done that over the 6 years, and nothing has happened, but by coming out to the open about it, there was some kind of a good in it. So we're now bringing it, let's have a conversation on social media. Do we think that it is all bad to bring matters to social media, or there could be some good in it? And if there is, can we embrace it? Or are we going to say, we'll go to the conventional way of solving problems? I mean, let me start with you, Mariam. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so for me personally, I think a lot of people know that I always say, social media is very different from your personal life, and I always believe that in handling personal issues, take it off of social media, no matter how small it is. But I have heard in recent times conversations from people who have explained it as a form of therapy. So it's my way of just speaking my mind and just taking it off. So it would have been a therapist you would be sitting before, but for some reason you do not have access to that, or I don't know, you don't have access to family members, trusted family members that you can speak to, or to friends, or for you at the time it's just about just clearing your mind and speaking out your mind. But there's also the part where I feel that you need to be careful. When you do that, you also need to understand that there will be consequences for putting your private business on social media. Social media it's just the public. So you will not expect to have all-round empathy or understanding. Some people will troll you, and many people have regretted it, because usually you're in the throes of grief or anger or hatred or whatever it is you're feeling, and then you go on social media and you just speak. And when you're done and then you get all the backlash, many people tend to regret what they have done. So for me, I think take that time. If you need to make a private video, make a video and speak your mind into your phone and the video and save it for yourself. This is my own personal advice. So that when that anger and this dissipates, at least you still have that, but privately, because how people will respond, you will not like it. I remember when we were much younger, there used to be this, what do you call it, advert. It was about like a bank. So this man needed financial advice, but they would show him, he would go to the market, speak to market women who would give him advice that didn't make sense. He would go to the mechanics until he got a person from this particular bank. So he met a financial advisor and the person gave him advice. So that's how I see social media. If you have a problem and you just go to just anyone, you get just any kind of comment or advice.
Let me hear Nima's initial thoughts, then we'll come to how we can solve this. So go ahead.
Okay, so two things. When we finish the propriety or impropriety of putting your business, family, personal business on social media, we'll talk about the details of what was put on social media. So whether or not I would like to call out this particular artist. Now, I don't believe that you should put all your business on social media. The truth is, the social media for me is a double-edged sword. So when you're cutting that person, be careful that you're not cutting yourself. That's how it is. Whatever you put out there will come back for you, to come back to you as well. I particularly fear this therapy excuse, because I've heard it before. People say it's therapy, but these same people will tell you no third parties in your marriage. They'll give you this same excuse, but you give the entire world access to your family business, but you can't give a third party. So see, that dangerous third party, that gossip in your neighborhood, every other person that you have discounted as that you've said they should not be talked to, might be your help.
Can I ask you a question?
Hold on, let me finish, Mariah, because I have been in a situation where I needed to talk. So I didn't care who I was talking to. If it's therapy for you, talk to anybody near you. Don't put all of your business online. If talk is what you need, talk to anybody. Unfortunately, I later found someone I could always talk to every time. Thank you, Ura. But you need to talk to someone. Talk to someone around you. But social media is over 1 million people and several others who would not forget what you said.
Yeah, but Nima, this same, you see, sometimes people can say that this thing against social media might be hypocritical, because when things happen in Nigeria, I mean, in our culture, hey, this, come and see, they have they have done this. That is social media in the smallest niche. We are bringing all the neighbors, come and hear, they have slapped my face. Hey, my children, they've done this. Everybody come, they gather around. Ordinary small accidents, all the car riders, they gather around. Wait, let me finish. Something happened. Everybody gather. Hey, what happened? What happened? That is social media in its unit form. So it is almost the same way, because they were saying that, oh, we don't want to put matters on social media. When things happen, we are the first to attract.
Not everybody.
No, I'm just saying that the same people who are accusing, but we should remember that we are doing social media on different levels.
No, even what you just explained now. So, egbami, and you scream out.
Yes.
It's your verbal publication of what you're going through, and even in courts they can't rely on oral accounts fully. But you see this world of social media now, as you are talking,
video, text,
these videos, they have a way of backing up and rebacking up. I don't know. I'm just learning how people download lives, they download status. You know, so everything you put, I usually don't post my kids on my social media pages, but they are on my status whenever they do one thing or the other. And people can download. Someone just sent me a video I posted on my WhatsApp status last year of my child. And said, I have downloaded status download. I was like, So someone else can actually put them online. So these things that we talk about, they are too permanent, a source of information for us to joke around with.
But it's the same thing.
No, they're not the same.
Yeah, so going back to that, actually for me and in my family, something that's been frowned upon. That local community shouting that you're talking about.
Hollywood.
People come and help me.
Yes.
Like, even at that level, people have come and said, Hajia, stay aside, speak to someone. You don't have to involve the whole world. So even at that community level, it has been frowned upon. Then imagine at worldview level.
It's not frowned upon, because that Yasikira that all of you called, when you and your husband are back, she'll be the one to tell the people, was not last year that they were fighting, slapping themselves. You know, the same way you kept record on social. I'll go on the break now. The same way social media has kept record of you, Yasikira has kept record of the day your husband slapped your face and you brought the whole community. They are keeping records. You don't know, but we'll go on the break. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
No, this one is just comedy.
Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, we're talking about social media. That is it right for you to put your business on social media? And I was trying to let the ladies know that we already kind of do social media in smaller ways, where we get community involvement in issues that matter to us. And even though after we settle within our family, the entire neighborhood already knows your matter, and they even still use it against you at some point. So whether we like it or not, social media is the new reality, and why we're having trouble accepting this new world. And,
yes, you know, and I was saying to you that even at the community level that you have explained, I've always frowned at it. And for me, it's not about people remembering what you have gone through. For me, it's more about laying down my issues in front of those who can help, who have the resources to help, who are willing to help, instead of just putting it out there just for any Dick and Harry to have a conversation about.
What's wrong with that?
Because it's not your business. You're not going to help me in any way. It does not bother you whether I wake up or I sleep.
But I just want you to know that this man is doing that, this one is doing this to me, or this is going to me.
Yeah, you know, usually that is done when you are feeling the anger or feeling whatever it is that you're feeling. But if you truly want to solve the problem that you're going through, you want to talk to a group of people that you know can affect, you know, the outcome of whatever it is that you're going through.
Okay, Nima, let me come to you.
Question. This is a marriage having issues. So sometimes, for one, I don't support not talking about domestic violence. So if you are being slapped, beaten, talk to the crazy neighbor that you have. I've seen it save lives. And then sometimes shaming the men around the people that they consider important is a way that works. So in the army those days, if you have a husband who wasn't meeting his commitment family-wise, he wasn't providing for his children, you go to they call it, I think, a rector within the police, or the welfare of the police. You go to that head and you announce it that my children's school fees are outstanding, these are the bills, and my husband is in your service but he's not been paying, and they will take the money, the school fees from source and fund the wife. So those happen in those days.
Can I just add to that?
When it's being beaten, if you're working in any of these big oil companies, I don't want to mention their brands, you go to the company with a letter and you might lose his job.
That's what I mean. So Nima has given a perfect example for what I'm saying. Imagine if that woman, that army officer woman, instead went to the marketplace and was screaming about her husband not paying. But she went to the people that would make a difference.
But just like you said in the beginning, there's something therapeutic about just expressing your anger, because a lot of women die in silence. Some people are overpowered. Even some men die in silence because they're overpowered by the emotional torture they go through. So they can't speak. Because nobody believes them. They tell their mother, they tell their loved ones. Nobody says, manage it, we are all in this together. And you now go out social media, and then you have seen people who are empathizing with you, who are saying, okay, they've been through this and you can survive. So sometimes that therapeutic part of it is so, let us discountenance it. It's quite important. So it's one thing, yes, I want to express, I want to bring it out. And another thing, I want to resolve it. So expressing it out, I've told the whole world.
It's not everything.
And then I want to resolve it.
Dirty linen will dry in public.
That is
no, that one is a statement of fact. Because if you're suffering as a result of choice, you personally made decisions that have gone wrong, like in this case. You made decisions to marry a certain person. And I'm sure because of your status, you had several persons you could have married from. But you married a certain class of person. And the decision don't come, they burn you. You know, these are the times when you find therapy for yourself first. Close that problem. Just move forward as if nothing happened. So that the less publicized, the better for you, for the person of Duncan Mighty's status.
The pension is there.
Sorry, because you know me, I don't know how to do this thing. Of his status, because as a celebrity, he must have broken a lot of hearts, but he chose his wife. Now, I'm leaving the DNA out of it, because that also is a personal decision. But the decision of she's poisoning my food, except you can
unequivocally,
you can prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Please don't bring it as false accusation and in a tug of war. I've seen husbands wake up in the morning and say, I don't even trust you, and blame all their problems. People even have men of God and women of God behind the allegations against their spouses.
You're now talking like a lawyer who has been defending domestic violence women.
No.
There are some times where men have died because they've died in this silence. Men have died because they kept quiet. They don't want to let the ball know where they're poisoning my food. There are two sides to every story.
If you feel they poison your food, you can prove it with video as your wife is poisoning. People see Morayo.
Video for what? For personal consumption.
From time immemorial. I have an auntie. She should be about 78
Let me
now.
take your auntie's example for it in a moment. Let me take Sunday. Sunday has been holding. Sunday, are you there? Oh, I think I lost that call. I'm so sorry.
So this
Please
my
try and call
auntie.
him back.
As a child, was my father's auntie. As a child, I saw her come to our house every day, crying that her husband alleged she poisoned his food. This was an excuse to bring in the new wife. It is the oldest excuse in the book. She cannot cook, she cannot this, she's even a witch. Now she's thinking, she's smelling to me. Those are allegations as old as time. So if you cannot substantiate it, please don't even try it. But the one of the DNA, let us see if you're truly, if your child is not yours, people are in serious custody issues in courts, even claiming children that they've raised all their lives that are not theirs by DNA, for you to be joking about such a thing.
Okay, let me take Kelvin's call from Florida. Good morning, Kelvin.
Sure, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
How you doing, ma'am?
We're very well.
Yes, ma'am. I was just calling about what you guys are discussing about social media.
Yes.
And I don't really believe in it that much because I have an uncle right now with his wife, and his wife posts everything on social media about her husband and stuff like that. Okay. Unfortunately, everything got messed up on her because people start telling her that, okay, yes, you're complaining about.
Ooh, we really wanted to hear that. Kelvin, please try to call back. Yes.
Yeah. So, Mariah, you were saying we need therapy. We need to speak out, and we're not taking that away. I do believe that everybody needs an avenue where they can just speak their mind in a place of no judgment. You speak your mind, you're upset, you're angry, whatever it is you feel, you say it, and then eventually you can now rationally look towards resolving the issue. But to put it in front of everybody, many who do not care, some people are fans, some people are trolls, some people are lovers, some people are haters, and you don't want that compounding your problem. So that is on one side. Concerning this particular issue of people being called, or when they have issues in their homes, and they call out their wives, their spouses' parents for being, or families for being witches or wizards, this is something we hear often. I remember there's a big female star here when she had an issue with her husband and he claimed that he wanted to jump off the bridge. He accused her mother of witchcraft. It's just something I find that Nigerians seem to do. You have an issue with your... Yes, you now put the name of witchcraft on people's families. I mean, people need to be very careful.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, we need to be careful about that because if you cannot prove it and the person decides... I think people should sue people for misnaming them like that. Yes. Solve the issues. If you have an issue with the paternity of your child, thank God for science. You can prove that. And then we handle that. But don't call people witches and wizards. And
thank you very much, Mariam, for taking us. Because, you see, it's part of us not facing issues. You know, you want to call it different names. Okay, you feel somebody's cheating on you. Face it. Okay, you're cheating on me. This is the evidence I have. We're done with it. And take a decision. I'm done with this marriage and I'm moving on as an adult. But because you want to now start shaming and naming and start bringing all the family, oh, that's how your sister did this, that's how this person, you now make it a whole mountain of issues that the whole community is getting involved in. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll now dig further, as Nima wants us to dig further into this matter. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Stay with us. So, on this matter of social media, because there are instances. You want to take tweets?
Let me take them. No, the Duncan Mighty's issue. So, Duncan Mighty posted on Friday accusing his wife Vivian of plotting to kill him over and take over his property. We've heard that one before. He also alleged that she was poisoning his wife and burying charms in the house to control him. He revealed that she confessed this to him and that he also has evidence of that. And also, a few days after, posted that their 4-year-old daughter was not his, as that he found out that through a DNA test. Now, for me, that's the problem. Let's just assume that everything you said is true. And that she confessed to you.
To be a witch.
To be a witch, she will be poisoning your food, and that her goal was to take over your property, maybe your estates, maybe you are and that you have evidence already. And uncle, back it up, go to court, and take a decision whether you want to remain married to her, move on. And nobody would have heard. They would just hear that Duncan Mighty is a matured man and he divorced his wife overnight. Nobody needs to know the salt, sugar, and pepper, seasoning that made the soup. But because you people will not finish growing up.
But if a man
have to bring it out.
If a man breaks a woman's heart, we are the ones that will gather and say, how can he do that? No, I'm just saying that let's flip it. If it's this one that complained that he did this to me, she listed all the things he did, we will help her. We'll share in the conversation. We'll say, Auntie, go to court and move on. We'll say, how can a man do that?
This conversation.
Let's be real here.
This response I'm giving, if you check all the records of your video, it's the same response. Whether you're a man
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about how we respond generally. Let's not personalize this.
People would only feel the need to respond if because of this, he decided to beat her to death or something. People would not rest. People would still go at her if she puts out something there and there was a story left, an element of truth and a lot of elements of lie. People would test it whether it's male or female.
Abdulaziz, thanks for calling. You're live, please. I think it's our phone lines today. Please try to call back.
So, Mariah, I don't actually agree with you that when a woman comes out to speak about her problem, she gets more love. She doesn't. A woman is harshly judged. That is the truth about where we come from. A woman has to be very careful how the world. Is he not your husband? Must you tell the world? The reason why we have been having campaigns and conversations about women where we're saying silence is death is because women have been made to shut up. So women do not have that luxury of coming out and just speaking their minds. Actually, we're trying to encourage them too. But speak to the people who can help, who will help. That's what we're saying. See, what he has a problem with, I don't know, if you have so much evidence, I think it's just take it to court and leave. I have a friend who is divorced now, happily, and she said at a point of her marriage, her husband would not eat her food. And she had heard from someone that because of the place that she comes from, people from that place are seen to be a certain way. So it does not. So for me, that's even. I mean, take responsibility.
Abuse of the woman.
Yeah, that was emotional abuse. But that was what made her. This is not working anymore. Yes. But for me, for the man, you understood that someone in your mind is doing something to you, and you took responsibility for that. Do you understand? But you'll be sitting in the house eating the food that you said that they are poisoning.
Yes.
Feeding yourself with your family and then
You don't eat her food, but you sleep with her. I don't understand.
I think what we want to take from this conversation is that okay, there are three parts, the few layers here. There's a layer that, okay, you're bringing your marital issues on social media, and we're saying that the right thing to do is, if you're going to do that at all, as therapeutic as you want, but please make sure that you have that, be ready for the backlash, and also know that you have that small, close circle of people that you talk to. Then there's the other layer of the fact that the accusations or the issues that are actually true, and your life is actually in danger. Then take the decisive action. Don't just leave it and let it trend, and we're talking about it, and we're just about it, and everybody's gossiping about it, and becomes the national conversation, when you can actually be more decisive. And let's stop all this community engagement, because until everybody joins mouth and put their 2 cents, people don't feel as if the matter has been resolved.
We don't have a solution. We just gist about it.
Just gist about
we don't have a solution. Don't come and say, hey, and that's it.
Everything that did not want your good in the first place are sitting down now and just jollofing over your matter.
It is still his clear decision on moving forward, or making his life better that happens. Of course, obviously, this person has bad taste from beginning. If you don't trust your wife, you have
we're going to go on a break. I think we can end with this. Do you have a tweet? Please, let's take a tweet. I have a caller. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah. Good morning, Morayo.
You're live. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. It's been a long time. I want to contribute to your topic this morning.
Please go ahead.
Yes. For me, as a person, I don't think people should bring out their marital problems to the public, because this is a matter between two different adults. And the moment you have come together to say, I will marry you, I will spend the rest of my life with you, I think you can't just come out again to ridicule yourself in public, wash your dirty linens outside. Whatever both of you cannot sort out, don't think that the third party will do it for you.
Thank you.
Rather, what the third party will do is to fuel the situation, bring it to the public, analyze it, and put you to ridicule. So the best thing for couples, or the couples is to do is to sort it out themselves. I don't even encourage you taking it to your anybody to take it to his or her
let me ask you a question.
Or siblings.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Remember the young lady recently that talked about her domestic violence case, that the governor of Benue State got involved? Now, this is a woman that has complained that over 6 years she's been beaten up for various attempts by her husband, strangling her and all that. Now, the point is that she came to social media, and social media obviously helped her. Now she's reconciled with her husband with the help of the governor. If she hadn't come out, she'd have been dying in silence. Don't you think social media played some kind of role to help her out? Chidi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So do you think it helped her? Okay. Do you think social media? Oh, we lost that. Yes, Mary, we're going to help Chidi.
Yeah, I don't know about helping Chidi.
Okay.
I want to answer this your question.
Hey, help him answer the question.
You see this matter of that woman coming out on social media. The problem was never about, as we said, it's not about speaking out, but speaking out to the people who can help. And the involvement of the governor of Benue State was looked at, almost negatively. Yes, because people are saying a crime was committed, a crime is being perpetrated, almost, like clockwork. That has to be. She needed to go to the right people. In her own case, she went on social media. She got backlash. We got an audio of people trying to discredit her, and that's what we're saying. When you take it to people that do not have any way of handling the thing for you, or helping you, or helping the man, or take it to the people who have been either family, friends. If that has not worked, then go to the government-instituted organization that can help you solve those issues. Yes. The governor now, the second one, what the governor did with her carrying that mic and speaking to the people is what social media, what someone going on social media would do. But that was so wrong. You don't put that woman on TV with that mic and talking about.
After all is said and done, she don't enter back.
Is it a solution? Even once I read that,
after all the
solution.
backlash,
Yeah.
after all the cameras and videos to discredit her, after all the governor's involvement, at least at the end of the day, she's back with her
She
husband.
was not out in the first place. She was in her house when she was making those
Even being
videos.
back with the man itself is not a solution. We don't. It's
Yes,
not guaranteed.
now,
It's
we
therapy
know,
that is
we
the
know.
solution. I have not even started.
I know.
I wish it was that man that held that mic saying, these are the things I've decided to do going forward to show that I would not be a violent person. But it's the woman that has to carry that and see.
Oluwande Drew says it does both. When you lay an issue on the purview of social engagement, you become prone to all sorts of reactions, both negative and positive. Yours is to pick the positives and move from the negatives. Rich Apostle says, bringing your personal business to social media may help others. And that one correct. If you help people, backlash gotten shouldn't be taken serious.
There's one other thing I wanted to add for this speaking out thing. And that is another part where sometimes people take your story and run with it. So there's something I've noticed Mariah doing lately, which is when people misunderstand her or like particularly being mischievous, she speaks up and she's saying that this is Sorosoke season. So I understand that where people will make assumptions about you and then you put up, you clarify your position. Because especially with celebrities, people would come up with a fake story and then they send it out there, and that is all what other people who are not close to you know about you. So in those cases, I can understand when you speak up to clarify your position and make sure that a false narrative about you is not the one that's being spread. So that's
I think we can wrap up on that. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we're going to try to tweak it a bit and get a different angle. Stay with us. We'll be right back.